Alright guys, so first off, if you're to this slide, congrats to you because that means you made a proficient or distinguished on your last project over melody, which is fantastic. So this is going to kind of help you to get started on your new unit that we're covering this week, which is harmony. So to understand what harmony is, we kind of have to refresh our knowledge about melody. So remember, melody is a single sequence of notes that's musically satisfying. So that's like one note happening at a time, not multiple sounds at once, just one at a time. And that's what we just did our projects over. Harmony is kind of like the arch nemesis of melody. It's its total opposite. Harmony means you're going to have more than one note happening at a time, like multiple sounds at once. So you guys can kind of relate that to like your keyboard. That's if you press multiple keys at the same time on your keyboard. Or if I have more than one instrument playing at the same time, or more than one person singing. That would result in some type of harmony. Okay? There's also different variations of harmony that we're going to be discussing later on, things called like chords, triads, and then we'll start talking about some things called intervals, but this is primarily where we need to focus for now. So melody, one note at a time. Harmony, more than one note at a time. Lots of notes going on. Now, you might be curious, I've got another definition up here that says unison. Unison is kind of a version of harmony. I wish that I had this labeled a little bit differently. It should really be like a subcategory. Unison is when two different sounds are sounding the same pitch at the same time. So what you can think about is if I had two students find the same note on their keyboard and play it together at the same time. So even though there's more than one sound happening at a time, I have one student playing that note and another student playing that note. It's unison because they're playing the exact same note on their instruments. The same could also be said, say that Miss Nash decided to sing a note to you guys as a class, and she had someone come in with their flute and play the note that she was singing at the same time. Because it's the same note, we define that as unison. Unison is a type of harmony. It's impossible to have unison as a melody because, well, unison involves multiple sounds at once, so unison can only be considered harmony. Now, you might be asking yourself, why are we getting this in depth? What's the point of all this? Why are we taking the time for this? Music, just as melody and rhythm, gets really boring pretty quickly. And so what musicians have discovered doing is that we can layer things. We can have a melody on top of rhythm, on top of harmony, and we can get a lot more interesting music from the combination of those. In just a moment, you guys are going to move on to this video here of Miss Lindsay Sterling. They do a great job explaining some things. So for my visual learners out there, give that a check out on the next slide.